Hi, it's Dominic from the MS Guide. I'm here with Ben Manning, and the reason I'm here with Ben is he's done something pretty special to do with the world of MS. So, number one, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Good.
Thank you.
And tell us what you do, which should give people a clue, I think, as to what we're going to talk about.
Well, I'm an actor and independent filmmaker.
Okay. And how did the whole MS thing come into it?
I did the first short film I directed was a film called We Don't Say Goodbye, and in that I cast an actor called Chris Briggs, who has MS, and I'd seen him in a theatrical production by Caramba Theatre Company.
Mr. Hammersmith?
It's all gone now. Andrea died and the MS took everything else.
And I'd seen him on one of their productions, just thought he had such stage presence, such gravitas. You know when you see people, you think that's a real actor. So I gave him a role in my short film, which he graciously did. And then when that was finished, he approached me and said he'd got an idea for another film about a guy with MS and asked me if I'd be interested in making the film.
So what's it called and when did it come out?
The film's called My Constant Shadow.
Right, okay.
And it came out earlier this year. We self-financed it in the end because we applied for funding and got turned down, as pretty much every film you go for does get turned down. So you've got to figure out how to do it without any money. But we would just, and then COVID hit, so it all got a bit delayed with all of that. But eventually we got around to actually making it, and decided to experiment this time with self-distribution rather than going through a distributor company.
By the way, everybody, as ever, everything will be in the description below. So if you want to look up the video, find out where it is, etc., etc. But I wanted to speak to Ben because I made the mistake when I first looked at the film. I didn't realize everybody in it was actors, including the gentleman with MS. But I mean, Ben's in it. There's several other people in it, and it's just really, without any spoilers, it's about the transformation of this man with MS due to his relationship with his carer. That's not blowing anything it's not blowing the film, is it?
No.
My gosh, how long did it take you from start to finish?
Well, it depends when you count the starters. If you count it from when Chris first said, I've got an idea for a film, it was about 10 years.
Right, okay.
But that's mainly on me being so busy with other stuff. I never got around to actually writing a script for it. But then eventually we did. And then when it was about ready to shoot and then COVID hit. So suddenly it was all in lockdown.
Right, okay.
So that delayed things. And then our lead actor, Molly, who also produced it with me, Molly Fife Taylor, who is, I've known her for years and just is a fantastic actor. I love working with her. And we were about ready to shoot, and I gave her a call, and then she said, actually, I'm pregnant.
I think it's the kids say IRL.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's like, you're not kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the decision was,
how dare she?
I know. She didn't even consult me.
I know, yeah.
And I know her husband. He could have at least had a word.
Yeah.
But the decision then was, do we delay it and wait until she's had the baby and is ready to go back, or do we write it into the script? And we ended up deciding to write it into the script.
Spoiler, you'll know who Molly is if you watch it. She's the pregnant one.
Yes.
But it's so you've got a 9-month window for continuity, haven't you?
Well, we didn't even have that because we shot the whole thing, I think, in 21 days.
Right. Okay.
But we did have to pause because Molly went into labor early.
Again, inconsiderate.
Yeah. So we had to stop, wait for her to be recovered.
Right.
And then pick it back up and give her a pregnancy suit this time because, of course, she wasn't actually pregnant.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
when you see the film, some of it she's actually pregnant, some of it she's not.
So it's the magic of everything.
Yeah.
Just I laugh, but when my ex-wife went into labor with my daughter, and I get this phone call, and it's just a minor thing though, as I was standing in Moscow, and it was like, I will do my level best to get home. And, to spoil that story, I made it home. And that was it's my one dinner party story, which people don't fall asleep at while I'm talking, because it's just improbable. What was it that made you want, it's pretty niche, frankly, MS, what made you want to do it? What did you have a sort of, maybe getting a bit, did you have some sort of aim or desire, or did the main character a point that they wanted to get across?
It was largely from that. I just thought that the idea that Chris pitched me was just interesting as a film. Right. Having somebody who basically just has something which opens their eyes and changes them.
Yeah, it's not me with my iPhone on a tripod doing it. It's proper. Ben showed me some of his kit, which frankly is just gigantic cine cameras and powerful computers and editing software, and I'm just going, that's cool. And frightening. But it's not about the MS per se, and that's what I think. And I wanted to. I actually got in touch with Ben because we're very close geographically. It took me 5 minutes to drive here,
Yeah.
and the local sort of news sheet came out or whatever, and he said, "Oh, film about MS." And my neighbor went, "Have you seen this?" I said, "Nope." And I gave Ben a ring, and then it turns out we know somebody in common, Ben's wife, who used to run the bookstore. So
Yeah.
it's a small thing, but I really appreciate, Ben, you just giving me a little bit of time and showing me just how far off I am with my iPhone and my tripod from proper filmmaking. So
A lot of filmmakers make full feature films with iPods now, so you can do it if you want to.
yeah, iPods, you're showing your age.
Oh, iPods, yes, and iPods on the phone. Yeah.
I remember I used to have one. I'm so proud, and now,
Little nano. Yeah.
yeah, I used to have a Sony Walkman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was showing it to my daughter. She said, "Well, what's that for?" I said, "It's music." I said, "But it only has about 18 tracks on
Yeah.
it." She just couldn't get her head around it. Whereas I was so deeply proud of it.
Yeah.
And now you think, sounds like garbage.
Yeah.
But
Don't need
anyway,
it
my how things have come on.
now.
The microphones are about £20. So that's how things have come on. Anyway, Ben, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right.
Pleasure.
Take
Thanks.
care.
Bye-bye.